Your product, faced with hard luck. Faced with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Your product, faced with hard luck. Faced with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Hard Luck Show. I'm your certified, qualified West Side host, Steve Lucky Luciano. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is the greatest show on earth. It's the Hard Luck Show. We're coming at you from the bunker in Southern California today. Sitting across from me, my partner, my co-host,
is Chumahan, Bone, American Indian, elegant barbarian, Southern Californian, bringing you fucking shit from the reservation.
Damn it.
I got a little new cut for you. New cut.
Good.
Ooh. I thought old Blue Eyes might like this. Check this out, right? This is when you're sewing up the fucking whale's lips.
Yeah. My favorite story.
Get ready. This is a Tribe Called Red.
Oh, Sean likes this.
Yes, he does.
Did you make this?
No, it's a Tribe Called Red. What? Huh. Yeah. Come on. Sean. What? Hey. Big black.
Chunk.
Yeah. On sound.
Sean.
Oh,
Lewis.
Blue Eyes.
Sean.
Come on, Sean.
Engineer. For the hard. Look.
There we go. Look, he's popping, locking.
Show.
We love you, God.
We love you, God.
God, where you at?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Hey, sometimes you can't even understand that dude.
Sean,
Like,
gives,
bro,
he
you're
does the best. Sean does the best.
Hit it, Sean.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah.
We love you, Jesus Christ. I'm like, man, bro, like,
Sort of God.
I don't want to say nothing that he's preaching about.
Sort of God.
Like, hey, when them dudes used to come to the neighborhood, I'd run the other way. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't need to hear
Get
that.
it, Sean.
Get it, Sean. Come on, Sean.
He's doing it. That's right.
That's right.
We love you, Jesus.
You know what we should do? We should get that outfit, put Sean, dress him up exactly like that guy with the Timberlands and the red.
Oh, yeah.
and just have him
The
do
vest,
shoes
like a
and
leather
with the-
vest.
and he could have the Bible and then puts it down
Yeah, with the cool Modi honey hat. Dog.
Yeah, Sean.
That's a Capone
That's a
Noriega
skit.
fucking army cap.
When we get the videos going, that's gonna be one of our little cuts.
Desert Storm hat on.
Desert.
Yeah, we're gonna have you all fucking hooked
Hey,
up.
so
we're gonna pencil in, make that fucking real, that goatee real fucking pronounced.
right?
You the man, Sean.
He is the man.
You didn't lose. You didn't
That's
lose
who
yet.
needs to be for Halloween.
Come on.
What?
And if you don't know what that means, if you haven't already heard, there's a bear out fishing.
Looking
in
for
the
a
mountains
cub.
of the Northwest.
Looking for a cub.
And that bear's name is
Big.
OG
Fucking with
Lepke.
Stalker and the shop. OG West Side motherfuckers. I was rolling around Santa Barbara and Crenshaw before it was Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Coco in August. Come on. La Brea, Rodeo.
Bring him the heat,
The
Lep.
Bowen Hills Theater.
Bring him the heat, Lep.
Come on.
They want it all.
They
Listen
want
to
it.
that crowd. Come on. How long you been in the game,
Puro
Lep?
West Los,
Come on.
motherfucker.
Come on. Trying to test?
Let's do this, motherfucker, one day at a time, baby.
Yeah. What's it take? What's it take to overcome the demons?
You got to overcome the demons one day. What you got to do is you got to get up, man, and just face the motherfucking world.
That's it.
Life shows up, baby.
Yeah.
Rest in
Lepke.
peace, Nipsey.
You let him know, Lepke. That's right. All right.
Rest in peace, Black Dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Black.
Shout out to the
Homicide
Tafuga.
Black.
Shout out to Gotti, to the Booyah. I got to give them a shout out.
Hey,
Yep.
right. Shout out to Bizarro. Shout out to
Bizarro,
Schmitty.
man. Shout out to the whole crew, Soul Assassins,
Right.
baby. Big Bob, we see you.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Esteban.
Yeah, Esteban.
DJ Mug.
Yeah.
West Grown.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
had West Grown up in here.
Yeah. Big cookies, vibes.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Bobby
Right.
Tribal.
Yeah,
On the
Tribe.
way.
Tribal's coming in.
The
Coming
big
in.
Tribal is coming in.
Tribal.
But before we do that,
How you get Bobby up here?
listen, don't worry about how we do shit. Don't you worry about
Just
how we
know
do
that
shit.
we do
Lefty.
that.
We
That's
do
right.
shit. It's called the Hard Luck Show. It ain't called the fucking Lame Luck Show. Let me tell you something. I'm going to introduce this topic because a lot of people, maybe they don't know about it.
What the hell's going on?
We got something called Murder Machine.
Ooh, Lord have
Right?
mercy. Gemini Lounge.
Murder Machine. This is a dark and grimy tale.
Brooklyn.
Hey, listener, Mr. and Mrs. Earbuds, right now you better just fucking turn this thing off if you got a weak stomach. You better just turn this shit off if you got a weak stomach.
What does it say at the beginning of the book before you read it? I know I read two.
What does it mean?
Two things in the beginning of
Hey.
every novel that I've read before
let's-
you open a book
Hey.
and read it.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, what
Hey.
were you going to say?
I'm going to tell you. When I open,
11:15.
All right.
when I open Helter Skelter, it said something in the beginning of that book. I forget, but I always remember Murder Machine said, before you venture and read the rest of these, know that at least 7 to 12 of these dudes, I don't know the number, are psychopathic.
Listen, let me
These
tell you
guys
something
right
about
here,
Murder
man.
Machine.
These dudes right here, man.
Before you
Yeah.
descend into this,
Come on.
there's a sign over the door that says, abandon all hope,
Yeah.
ye who fucking enter.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Murder Machine, we're not pulling any punches on
It's
this.
a great
either.
book.
man.
Great
This-
book. Great
this-
novel.
It's not
Yeah.
even a novel, it's
No,
a
no,
true
no.
story.
It's true, yeah.
True crime.
Took place late 70s,
70s,
early
early
80s, right?
Right into the
Over-
mid, around 84, 85.
Exactly.
Right? More murders. More
boy.
murders than Ted Bundy.
Then the one, hey, was there more than the original Murder in INC?
Yeah.
yeah,
there
oh,
was
yeah.
more?
Oh, more. Over 200 murders that they even know of.
They followed. They
That's
compared
why
that.
it's called a machine.
Yeah, they were the machine.
It's a machine.
The body would never get found.
Hey, it ain't no serial
They
killer.
owned a supermarket where they would take him and grind him in the back. And
Making
yet,
sausage
man.
out of humans.
But Zorro was
Put
probably
him in
I
a
don't know about
cement.
that. No, but
No, actually, there was a butchery involved.
no,
Right.
I know all that, but they
Yeah.
weren't turning them into sausages.
Hey,
No.
Roy DeMeo was a butcher. Actually, that was his
Yes,
trade.
that's
Right, that was
right.
his trade.
He knew
Exactly.
how to
That's
fucking
right.
dismember the
That's
bodies.
right.
Yeah. In
Yep.
the
You guys are
bathtub.
jumping way ahead.
In
Yeah,
the jump.
yeah.
What do you
'Cause I
mean,
don't-
Sean?
I don't know shit about this murder machine, so let's start at the beginning.
We got to get you the book.
Oh, he wants
Yeah.
to start at the beginning.
Somebody has that book. I might have it. Let
wants
me
to
look around
start
my
at
house.
the
I might
beginning.
pull it out.
Yeah, hook
you
me
know
up.
He
what?
wants to start at the beginning.
I'll tell you. We'll start at the beginning. So, let me start by telling you guys,
Yeah.
we're going to dive deep into a case on the East Coast with a crew of gangsters
Right.
called the Roy DeMeo Crew. He was obviously the leader of the pack. A lot of guys, Anthony Santoro, Vincent. What was the Jewish kid's name?
I forgot all the names, Lucky.
Chris.
They had a
Chris,
Chris.
his adopted son, Chris.
They were
Rothsberg.
They were
Yeah,
a
yeah,
mixture.
yeah.
That's it. And that. But listen, before you get
Right.
too crazy, right? Like, come on, man.
My coffee's up there.
Hey, hey. But the thing is it's right. So we're talking late 70s, early 80s, New York.
New York.
Right?
Based out of Brooklyn, these gentlemen operated out of a social bar club called the Gemini Lounge. And this is in Brooklyn, New York.
Right. Gemini Lounge was like a bar, and behind the bar they had an apartment.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
But
Was-
both different sources say different things.
Right. Some people say it
Yeah,
was
there
in
might
fact-
have been one next door too. Yeah.
Right.
They said
In the
no.
back.
I'm not kidding because I've researched it too, and I've seen it say upstairs, and then I've seen other places say it was behind the Gemini Lounge. But the Gemini Lounge was just like a regular tavern. So let's back it up for a second. So we're talking the Gambino crime family, right? The Gambino crime family. Now, the way, and everybody knows it's common knowledge, the way it's kind of structured is you got kind of like the boss, then you got kind of like an underboss or like a capo. So the underboss, I think it was Galante. Okay, there's a gentleman by the name of Galante, Paul Galante.
No, are you talking about Paul Castellano?
Paul Castellano. That's who I'm talking about. You're right. And that's the guy that in Goodfellas, they kind of made Paulie kind of a little bit after Paul Castellano.
Not that I ever heard.
Yeah, because I was reading about Paul Castellano, And there was a lot of shit that was lined up with Polly.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. And guess what? What, Sean? What? And there was a lot of shit that was lined up with Polly. Yeah, it's weird. And guess what? If people are wondering what's going on right now, Big Lep is doing a live and listening to it, not really paying attention.
Editing fucking.
He's like over there. He's on TikTok
doing a
trying to
I ain't
talk
on
to
no
Zara.
fucking TikTok.
You know what?
No, I was
got an
tripping out.
apartment
I'm like-
behind the Gemini Lounge. I need to meet you. Meet me over there. Lefty.
Let me get my coffee.
All right,
first.
look it. Check it out. So in any event, because Henry Hill actually knew the DeMeo Crew, and he's in several interviews talking about them. And anyway, Paul Castellano, and then under him was a guy named Gaji.
Henry.
And then under him was
Anthony
DeMeo.
Gaji.
Right, Gaji.
Nino
He
Gaji.
was, he was a cold motherfucker, man. Hey.
And under him,
But wait, I wanna
hold
say-
on.
I got a
Under
question.
him, a foot soldier. Wait.
right.
The foot soldier under him was eventually DeMeo. DeMeo got made, and then DeMeo's
Right,
crew.
when it started. All
Right.
Because I was going to say DeMeo wasn't no foot soldier.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He
Well-
was a captain
Eventually,
of that crew. He had him, yeah.
listen.
All right, go.
Eventually, they had to get rid of this whole line because
Right.
eventually too much heat got brought on them.
Paul Castellano was tripping. No, matter of fact, Paul
Castellano fucking got.
He was nervous. He got nervous.
and they got rid of him eventually.
But then, we got to stay on track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Because
try to
we-
stay on track.
Right.
So okay,
And
so
how this book came to
Sean,
this is how this
like,
book.
yeah,
so-
we got to stay on track.
as you guys,
Right.
we're going to talk about this case and this crime and this, what was presumed, but it's all based. A lot of it's coming from a book that we shared amongst each other called Murder Machine.
I was going to ask you, where did you find that book?
so that book.
Because I know you.
I'm okay. So I think
Right. Did Paul send it to
I'm
you?
in the county jail.
You found it in the county?
No, I got it sent. I got it given to me on a
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can get all that. Back in them days,
Right,
you can
you
get
that.
shit right through the thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
the county
I get
ain't
the
like
book.
that no more.
I get the book from Rossi.
Rossi, right.
Gives it to me.
Right.
He's like, hey, it's a good book. I know
Right,
you're
right,
fucking
right.
doing all that sitting around. And I'm reading all sorts of shit. So this book comes in.
Right.
Bro.
Like, you got to put
Obviously,
it down.
you know.
You're trying to save time.
No, man.
I had to put
got
out, like-
this book.
I would've read it in
and
one day.
This book reads like
Right. Yeah, you got to put it down.
the best mob movie, Chumahan,
Right,
ever. Right? I mean, from the moment you open it up,
Right.
Yeah.
you're like,
It's
you
so
don't
long.
even want to fucking take a piss.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Like,
love that.
you like, you want
Gnarly,
to.
dude. This shit's like dope,
all right,
bro.
so having said that,
You wanna
why don't we
sit-
take a little? Let's just tell you how it opens up. So you're in the pen. Where were you, Steve?
No,
Were
he's
you-
in the county.
LA
You're in
jail.
county.
Right.
Nothing's going on, right? It ain't that interesting.
He had to leave it because he re-got it when he went to the yard. I met Lucky up on the yard.
So somebody sends Steve and says, like, hey, you got to read this.
But wait a minute. Back up. I'm going to show you how deep this book is. I'm explaining to you without saying nothing. He's in the county. He
Give him
couldn't
space.
take the book with him
dude
to the
off.
pin. He couldn't take the book with him to the pin. When he got to the pin, he had it. He reordered it. That's how fucking good the book is.
So-
he reordered it, probably read it again.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
know I've read it a few
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
So read it again and then passed
Okay.
it to
All right.
Big Lip.
Yep,
Okay,
that's
so
called
listen.
Lepke, boy. I got a gift for
Listen.
you.
All right. So
Right.
why don't I? So imagine. Put yourself. How old were you,
Right.
Steve?
In my late 20s.
Okay, you're in your late 20s, and you weren't really a student kind of guy,
No,
right? In high
no,
school, you
no.
weren't joining essay contests and trying
None
to
of
get to
that.
the.
I
All
no
right.
He
diploma.
was doing
No, I
different
didn't
kinds
graduate.
of essay contests.
Right, he was winning a different type of essay contest. That's right. So shout out to essay Soul Assassins. All right, so then you get this book and you're like, I mean, the title's already kind of piqued your interest because you're like, well, Murder Machine's got to be somewhat exciting,
Yeah, and then my boy that gave it to me,
Yeah.
if he's saying that it's all that,
right?
I gotta read it.
But have you ever experienced when you had a friend that you trusted say this is the best thing you're ever going to see, and then you get it and it's kind of like, wah, wah.
Not with this gentleman.
Right. So this guy had
This gentleman, and in particular, is what we're the subject matter.
Yeah.
Trust. So he tells me, so I'm like, all right, I'm already excited about it. And
Right.
I've read some true crime that
Right.
I like biographies and
Right.
true. I'm not the fiction guy.
right.
Okay,
You're not trying to.
I can name all the fiction books I read on one hand.
You're not trying to read 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel.
No, I need to be able to see
What?
this shit
Which one?
unfolding. But anyways, I read this
Get
book,
off that phone,
and
bro.
in fucking honestly, and I'm a slow reader.
Right.
In a day and a half, the book's done. Anytime that I wasn't brushing my teeth, eating, or wiping my ass.
It was a quick one.
I had that book in my hand. I couldn't put it down.
Right.
And from there, eventually, on that term, I see Lepke. And I tell Lepke, hey, we're talking.
He had all the mafia
and
books.
I'm like, hey, man, I got a gift for you, bro.
Yeah, a gift.
And he's like, wait a minute.
Because I read.
Man, I gave him this book, right?
Yeah.
And this guy disappeared on me.
Yeah.
He disappeared on me, bro.
Right.
I had to go check on him.
And it wasn't even
he's like, bro, or he'd get up to go to the bathroom or something.
Right.
And he'd come by and be like, bro.
Yeah.
This fucking book is
like what
unbelievable.
I could read quick. I don't like to read quick. I could knock some shit out because that's what I do. But anyway, he's laughing. Not like that. Look, hey, so no, what happened was I had to when I start reading, I'd be like, fuck, man, I was trying to savor it. You want to
Yeah,
savor
like,
it?
yeah.
I gotta put it away.
You don't want to
like
run
a bite
through
of
it.
steak, like a
I'm
bite of nice steak.
how long do I got? He goes, you got 3 days. Can you do it in 3 days? I go, fuck, I could do it like I could be done tonight.
Like
but I'm
30
not.
minutes, right.
Thank God I got
It's
3
one
days.
of those
We give it
books
to
where, like, you
right
get-
at the 72-hour.
When you
I'm gonna tell you
when
another
get
book they
hold
sent,
on, can I talk? All right. It's one of those books where when you get to the other side, you start bumming out as you watch the end come
Get
closer,
smaller.
right? So
Like
let's
there's not enough left.
All right, so Lepke, you set it up perfectly. So
Right.
so imagine, Sean, you're either a young Lep or young Luck. Yeah, right. You're in the county or you're in wherever.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing going on, and you fucking got some time to kill. Someone says you got to read this book.
Right.
So you open it up to page 1, and this is what you read. It was about 6 p.m. Already pitch black out, and it was one of those wet, stingy snows that was coming down hard. Mr. Tadero parked his car in the street in front of the Crew's clubhouse. He was an older gentleman, 60. What was about to happen to him? Well, to me, it was something out of Auschwitz. Ooh. Roy had ordered Freddie, who was like Roy's servant, to lure Mr. Tadero into the clubhouse by making him think Roy had a used car to sell, but actually, Roy was going to kill him. So that man's nephew, a friend of Roy's, could take over Mr. Tadero's film production business. They were into the porn industry,
They were,
right?
they were in a
Right.
lot. They were into
Right.
so much.
Roy was always available for this kind of work.
Right.
After the first few, I think he started enjoying it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's dark and it's snowing, and as expected, Mr. Tadero sees Roy's guy, Freddie, waiting outside and says, hello. They start walking towards the clubhouse. Right. Now there's a picture window with Venetian blinds next to the doorway. And
right.
Freddie's walking in. He sees someone inside the clubhouse pinch the blinds and look out. All he sees is the person's eyeballs. It's eerie, and he begins to quiver. He knows Mr. Tadero is going to die.
It was Dracula.
But he's never seen Roy DeMeo murder before.
Right.
Mr. Tadero goes in first. There is a living room off the hallway that leads to the kitchen, and as soon as Mr. Tadero is past the opening of the living room, Freddie is startled to see someone he knows, Chris Rothenberg, leaping out into the hallway with a butcher knife in his hand. It was an almost balletic move. Chris, by the way, was the first kid to join Roy's crew, and at that moment, he doesn't have any clothes on except for his jockey shorts.
He was butt naked.
Butt naked.
Oh, no,
he was
jockey shorts.
Jockey shorts, kind of like Bizarro. All right. He was always worked in his underwear because he didn't want to bloody his clothes.
Right.
Freddie starts to wet his pants. He believes Chris is going to stab him, but no, Chris just grabs him by the arms, wings him out of the way. You over there, he says. Freddie then sees Roy DeMeo coming out of the dark from the other end of the hall, just gliding along, and he's got a gun in one hand and a white towel in the other, and he just glides up and shoots the dumbfounded Mr. Tadero in the head. And before the man can even hit the floor, Roy is wrapping a towel around his head to prevent blood from spurting all over. Then Chris comes over and stabs Tadero in the heart many times. Quote, that stops it from pumping blood.
Yep.
Right? That's like the first thing you see when you come out.
Pros doing it.
Pros. And this way of killing.
So they had already killed a few before
so they were already getting their routine down.
The first time that they got their routine. So this book covers sort of the story of how Roy DeMeo goes from just being a regular street guy to eventually becoming a made man and getting his own crew. Yeah. This crew, called the DeMeo Crew, the guys under him, they're never going to be made guys.
No,
right?
They can't.
Right.
Well, some could, but
there was a nephew who was constantly like bugging his uncle, like, get me made, and his uncle was always, DeMeo, was always kind of like, giving him the slow roll and saying like, oh yeah, well, whatever.
Right.
But everyone else couldn't because they weren't Sicilian. They didn't have family roots all the way back.
Right.
And in the late 70s and 80s, these guys were known for being the best car thieves.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, they had a fucking stolen car ring. These guys were making, and this is back in like 81. These guys are making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a month cash from stealing luxury and sports cars.
Right.
And they've got like the tow trucks and the whole shit, and they're taking these cars and they're retagging them, and then they're going across. They're selling them to Kuwait.
Kuwait. That's right.
Yeah,
They
they're
had
in
a
Kuwait.
whole. They were filling containers with cars, shipped, and sending them over to Kuwait, and getting like, you know,
Multi-million dollars.
They were getting like fucking half of the price of the car, you know, or a third of the whatever it was. These guys are making fucking 30, 40 grand every car.
And that went for a minute. Like they didn't get hit. The FBI, whoever was investigating them, they didn't get hip to that for a minute. But it took them a while to start putting shit together.
But they were retagging,
right,
and putting them on boats to Kuwait.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how they're getting.
They had the yard.
And they were
They had
making
the-
so much, and they even stole Reggie Jackson's Porsche.
They would take orders, man.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Straight
they
out.
would
That's
take
how
From
they
these
orders.
guys out of Kuwait, and
Right.
at some point,
and fulfill them.
and fulfill them.
Like
There
if you
was-
wanted a Ferrari, a
Yep.
certain year, a certain color,
Yep,
whatever,
yep,
they
yep,
go get
yep,
that
they go get it.
motherfucker.
And so the DeMeo Crew, right, when the cops would finally catch up to them, they would have factories just full. They were garages, empty factories that were full where you'd go in and you would see cars that were missing all their parts. There would just be a body. And we're talking like hundreds of cars inside buildings where all the parts were gone because sometimes you couldn't steal the frame because the frame had the fucking serial numbers on it. So what these guys figured out is first they started stealing the cars for these dudes, these Arabs in Kuwait. Then they would sell at a 10 times markup the parts for the cars. So they were making money hand over fist. Let me go to this real quick. I just want to see if this is going to work. This is the reputation that they had.
That's me.
Hey, Lep, we're trying to do a
Timmy,
show.
all right.
Who is that?
Hey, they got the green juice going. They're just letting me. That's Big Tim.
Hey, Big Tim, we're doing a show. God damn it.
Tim, we're doing the show. Get it going. Whatever. Hey, whatever you don't want to sell, whatever he wants to sell, I gotta buy it. Let him know.
All right.
At least 2 or 3.
Let me
Love
know.
you, bro. Love you. I'll see you in a minute.
Lepke,
Sorry about that.
Do we have enough time in your busy schedule to
No, it's
finish
not
the
that
show?
big. I mean, dude, like,
Do
listen,
we have your permission?
Motherfuckers want to drink green juice, bro.
Do we have your permission?
Roy DeMeo needed some green juice.
Yeah, hey, if they would have that green juice, they would have been killing the fucking.
been
It's
fine.
interesting how they
The law
got caught
enforcement.
They
eventually.
would have got.
Hold on
got
one second.
got.
Listen,
They might not have got got.
this is, and I've got some interviews that I've taken from different places of police that were on that. Who, one of the guys that was tangentially related to what's going on is Pistone.
I got a question.
The original FBI guy that played Donnie Brasco,
But I
the
got-
real Donnie Brasco.
Hey, I need some information.
Go ahead.
Remember those cops that were rolling with the mafia and killing motherfuckers for
Right.
gas pipe? Was
Right.
it gas
Yeah,
pipe?
gas pipe.
Remember
I
gas
got
pipe?
him. I got him.
Right,
Give me
gas
the-
pipe. Right. All right.
listen,
Were
here.
they fucking with DeMeo? Were they doing him any favors?
I think they got rid of gas pipe.
They got.
No,
Well,
listen.
gas pipe's up in the feds.
Listen.
He's up in ADX.
There's a Russian guy,
Uh-huh.
gas pipe, says that DeMeo killed one of the Russian mafia guys.
Yeah. There's a lot of people mad at DeMeo at the end.
But he was just, they were just,
He had to do a lefty, Ruggiero. He had to
Yeah.
put his watch in, and he went out, the way he's supposed to go out.
hold on one second.
He
Hold
left.
on one second.
He
Listen
didn't
to-
hide. He just went out.
Listen, let's see if this works. Because I got new, I have a new
New
software.
technology
Yeah.
to flex on us.
So far, it's not working.
It's because you're muted.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Let me try to turn this up. God damn, I got so many fucking different levels. Okay, so see that? Look at, I got bookmark right there. I open this up, and it should go right to this. And it should go right to that.
Is your volume up on your laptop?
Yeah, man.
He said, "Hey, Sean,
Press play, my brother.
Sean."
What Henry Ford was to the
Yeah, there we go.
automobile industry, Roy was to murder. He streamlined it, he organized it, and he killed with efficiency.
He had no respect for human life. He had no respect for anybody.
In their time working for the mob, the DeMeo Crew is said to have killed almost 200 people.
Woo, man.
Man, what do you think about that?
Damn,
do you doubt that?
I think
200
those
Not
are
at
just the ones, the prediction. There's probably a few more.
Not
I
at
mean,
all, man. These fucking dudes were.
How long what was their reign? How long did they go for?
From
Like
late
7
70,
years?
78
They were
to like
part of that
85.
club. They were part of Studio 54 too. What's his name had his hand in that? One of the dude that
Quaaludes. They were selling Quaaludes to the people who were up on coke.
But if you give me his name again, I'll tell you. He had his hand in that Studio 54.
Listen, OG Lep. I'm going to play another selection for you, and I want to hear your thoughts.
Trusha.
I want to hear your thoughts on this as well.
Trusha.
And
Roy DeMeo was raised in Bath Beach in South Brooklyn. He grew up in a poor household, but his uncles were successful. One was a prosecutor. The second was a forensic scientist. DeMeo also wanted to be successful. A successful mobster.
do you remember that from Murder Machine?
Yes, vaguely, but
He did.
I do. His family.
He had a uncle that was an attorney for the feds or whatever it was, and he had someone in forensics, and then he also had some family members connected to the mob.
Crazy. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I'm not gonna like you know. I mean, you got to look at it like this: through the literature we read and the movies we watch, it's easier to get on board with getting the money quicker. I know that feeling. You want money fast. You don't want to go through the schooling. You don't want to sit and do the test. You don't want to go to college. It's easier and quicker just to go out in the hood, right? Like we see, you'd be a runner.
That's what this show is all about.
Back east, you're a runner. You run around, you do what you got to do until you make a little bit of money. Then you start off. Because that's like if somebody comes up under me and be like, hey, look, if you could steal these cars and just shoot them to me like this. Like I used to steal cars just to steal them. LTD, Galaxy 500.
Would you
64 Nova? I know how to pop.
Okay, all right.
These guys-
Listen, we're getting back to the Roy DeMeo.
All right, let's
Crew.
go.
You're
Get
chopping
back,
up
get back.
fucking 200 guys in Hollywood.
Yeah,
chopping them fucking guys up
Were you
like the way
chopping
you're
the guys
pulling
up in a
those.
Hey,
fucking
let me ask you
apartment
a
building
question,
above a
Lepke.
bar in Hollywood?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Lepke.
but you're
Lepke.
fucking. He's chopping them up like he's
Lepke.
pulling that peanut butter out of that pretzel.
Lepke.
God damn, you got fucking 150 bodies down there, bro.
Damn it, I do.
How do you do that?
They were killing motherfuckers like I eat pretzel fucking.
How do you
Peanut
pull
pretzels.
it?
Yeah.
I know. How do you pull the peanut butter out and
He
get it
cracks it like a peanut.
Gotta have a talented tongue.
Yeah, there you go. What's that? Okay, thank you.
All right.
For DeMeo, it was the first step on the path to becoming a made man, officially part of the mafia. Joe Wendling is a former NYPD officer who specialized in the mob.
You got made and you became a made man. And they actually had a ceremony. And then after the ceremony, they had a party. It was a big deal to get made. And well, in a crime family, nobody could kill you. Nobody could try to take over your area, your bookmaking, your loan sharking, your prostitution, unless they had permission from the commission.
So when DeMeo got made, right, he was set up perfectly to do the loan sharking, which he was doing on his own a little bit. And he was stealing cars a little bit on his own. But
Call off everything he did. What was he? What illegal enterprises was he involved in? We know he was with the porno ring.
yeah,
The filming.
yeah, with
We
that
know-
Katz guy.
Yeah,
and Katz was the first
Katz was
guy.
a Jew.
He was the first guy. Well, so what happened? Okay, so
Didn't he have
porn-
something to do with Deep Throat? Katz? No.
I don't know.
All right.
Porn, all right, porn,
There was drugs.
drugs, cocaine.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is why I was saying that this Galante, Castellano,
Right.
was modeled a little bit Pauly G.
Boss
or
of
Big-
bosses.
Because you said don't mess with the drugs?
Yeah.
All right. He
That
didn't
might-
want them fucking around.
Because
That'd be the only thing I
Castellano was the same way.
Right.
And so,
Yeah, because Castellano had a bunch of money
right.
and didn't care what the guys had to do on the ground.
Right.
And the other thing is, all the bosses
Excuse me.
from the commission
Yeah.
were supposed to be saying no drugs.
And they did
Yeah,
Right, but the
no.
thing is-
on the surface.
on the surface, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Everybody was. Paul was one of the guys that probably was still, anyways, taking money for it.
Right.
Right.
Just turn a bad eye, a blind's eye, because it's somebody's nephew or cousin. Get what I'm saying?
Hey,
Who was
all
the
right,
underboss?
Basil,
Who was
listen.
the
Well, everybody's
underboss?
saying no.
Anello?
All right. So to Steve's point,
Right.
I want to take you to this.
Yeah, Angela De La
Listen.
Cruz.
Anello.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anello.
Just
Listen.
saying, if you got caught, dealing drugs.
You messed it up. Now let me
it's
try
an
to.
immediate
Let
death
me see if I can do it again.
No, you're on the right track. It's
No,
a
I did.
distance.
Word that filtered down, just the word that filtered down, just saying, if you got caught, dealing drugs, it was an immediate death sentence.
But the real message that came down was don't get caught.
Yep.
Right?
That's it.
At that time, I couldn't think of one crew that I knew that wasn't involved in it.
Right. There you go.
Right. So, yeah, you see that? So they're saying if you get caught, you get killed. But on the backside of that, because the guys in Chicago, legitimately, the mob guys in Chicago really didn't want to get involved in drugs. They were making enough money, whatever. But for the guys on the east side, on the East Coast, it's just too much money to be made.
And you've got to remember, too, the influx of cocaine as it came in, became this guy. Yeah, you might be like a heroin guy that's just doing heroin. And there were people, there's stories about the Pizza Connection and stuff.
Right.
But the cocaine came in and was so profitable. It hit everybody, every nationality, every gang, everybody was in the coke game. This happens to be organized crime was in there too. You know what I'm saying? But coke was that powerful of a drug, that popular of a drug in the early 80s. Shit. That shit was like gold.
Right.
It was like gold running through the streets.
So Steve made a reference to the Pizza Connection. Why don't we just let the listeners be educated real quick and listen to this?
The mafia had taken over pizzerias across the country and given them to immigrant Sicilians to manage. The operation was controlled by Sal Catalano from his bakery in Queens.
Yep.
That's right. And you see all these
This
pizzerias.
footage shows some of the actual restaurants implicated in the Pizza Connection trial. Restaurants just like these were used to distribute heroin around the country. The heroin arrived in the US through all kinds of routes. Their methods were often ingenious. Cases of canned tomatoes or boxes of cheese arrived from Sicily, stuffed with heroin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there were a couple, there was a predominantly one, of the five families that was extensively
They were
involved.
doing it. Like
deep
they were
in
like,
that.
we
That
ain't
was- they were
tripping.
the
We
guys
getting
like-
our money.
The
Yeah, and these
Lucchese,
guys-
was that the Lucchese family?
Maybe.
Right.
Was
Yeah, I
that
think
them?
it was the Lucchese.
And so these
Who
guys,
was-
and let me tell you something. This is when, you got to remember, a kilo of heroin
Oh, yeah.
is $80,000.
Right.
Okay? $80,000, right?
It's that match-tip shit. It wasn't that shit they got now.
This is shit. They step on it 10 times.
Yeah,
and
it'd still
you
be
start
fire.
to sell. But that's what they were doing. And so when these guys are moving fucking 30, 40 keys,
Right.
100 keys, think about that.
Right.
That's the kind of shit that was going on
Right.
with those, for the dudes from the Pizza Connection. I think they charged and convicted, I think it was somewhere in upwards of like 25 or 30 people went to prison, and some of them got 100 years, 80 to life, and
Right,
like that.
right.
They fucking put a fucking dent in the program, and it wasn't the Sicilians from the whole thing was a Sicilian operation.
Right.
They
Right.
were using the
Right.
American mob
Right.
to distribute for them, but the whole thing was and so the dudes, the immigrants they're talking about
Right.
that they sent over,
Right.
those immigrants were really the guys that were in charge of this shit out here.
Yeah.
To watch everything.
Galante brought these guys in, and they called Galante the cigar, I think,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
always
always
smoking a
was
cigar.
Carmine
Galante. And they were saying...
Is he the one in the robe? No.
No, that's Vincent the Chin.
But the chin.
Gigante.
Yeah, chin.
Right. And so anyway, Carmine Galante, let me tell you how tough that guy was.
Yeah, he wasn't
right?
no joke.
He was no joke, right? Here's a story that's told about Carmine Galante.
He had his fucking cigar in his mouth when he got killed.
Yeah, and he died with it in his mouth.
killed him.
Here, let me start
Didn't
this
the
up.
Gallo brothers kill him?
No, dude, his Sicilian. He's the one that brought in Sicilians.
And those are the ones who took him out.
And those are the ones that took him out. His own guards took him out because essentially the Sicilians were
They
like,
sold
why
him
are we
out.
going through this guy?
Yeah.
And they talked to the other families and said, you know what? We want a larger piece. We don't want all of it. We'll work with you guys, but we don't need this middleman fuck Galante. And here's the story about how tough Carmine Galante was.
He was in a section which had some of the toughest black inmates you've ever seen. Murderers.
Oh, he was out of Harlem.
Name it.
He had Bumpy and them going, right?
Yeah.
Bumpy and Frank Lucas and all
Yeah.
that.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Did you watch that?
Hold on, let me listen to this.
Yeah, I can't say nothing around it.
Yeah, you can, but just
During telephone days when inmates line up to use the telephone.
Right.
he was in a section which had some of the toughest black inmates you've ever seen. Murderers, strong arm.
Forrest Whitaker, the Black Godfather. His story's on there, I think.
Walked to the head of the line, grabbed the phone out of some black inmate's hand and said, "Get off the phone."
N-word.
This surrounded by 200 black guys.
That's how tough he was. He was in a prison, and there's tons of black dudes. Some dude
Comstock, Leavenworth. Well, not Leavenworth, but what's his prison?
I don't know. And he ended up being on the phone, and it would be a black dude, and Carmine would go up and just grab the phone out of that dude's hand, outnumbered, call him the N-word, and take his phone call away from him, and nobody touched a fucking hair on his head.
Yeah, because then when they'd get out, he'd set them up. He'd put them up in the game. Forrest Whitaker, man, Black Godfather, epic.
So what I was going to say is that this is also a time and age, and it was different because I don't think that would happen today. As a matter of fact, I know that wouldn't happen today.
A lot of shit's changed, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, my son's, I'm not going to go on that. Well, yeah, you're right.
All right, so anyway, so DeMeo is involved in cocaine. DeMeo's involved, but his main two things was stealing cars and then eventually murder. Hitman.
But that's not how they...
That was his big money. That's how he got made. DeMeo gets made because because there's two ways you can get made.
Right.
One is you could be a high earner.
Money.
Right? Or
a killer.
And he does that murder on cats. I think that might have been the first one. And in that one, they did take the body to a butcher shop.
Right.
And
to the supermarket, no?
It was a butcher shop.
Oh, was it?
And they killed him. Then they carved cats up and they wrapped them in butcher paper.
All right. And sent the body out to like 10 different fucking...
They threw it in the dumpster just before they had figured out their system. So they throw it in the dumpster. How did they find?
Oh, somebody finds it, right?
Somebody finds a piece.
A homeless guy.
Right. He was looking for food.
Looking for meat.
He thought he found a leg of lamb.
Yeah.
Right. He thought he found a leg of lamb and he unwrapped it and was
there
all
was a tattoo that said "fucking Judy" on it.
And there was a tattoo on it. That's exactly right. And so that guy freaked out. That homeless guy freaked out, screamed, and went running. And told the cops, and the cops came and found this person in about 5, 8, 10 different pieces. And that's when they figured out that, carving the guy up's kind of good, but now we need to start maybe peppering them in different locations.
And they were spreading out. They were sending out.
Right, they were
dismembering and sending them out to like 3 or 4 different dump sites.
Right. Well, one of the things is they had eventually figured out that they had eventually figured out about the Fountain Avenue dump, right? That serves, I think, Brooklyn and Queens. And what they had figured out was that that's where a lot of, and they went to the area where there was a ton of, I guess at this Fountain Avenue dump, there was a section specifically for old food from grocery stores, right? So these guys had figured out, okay, we're going to put the pieces of the body in separate dumpsters.
Because it would smell so badly, nobody would go in and search for it there.
And not only that, it would get put in with all this other meat and produce. And they even figured out the sequence. They would put the cut up pieces in the last dumpster so that by the time it all got dumped, the body parts came underneath a bunch of other grocery store meat and rotting produce and all this other stuff, then the earth. So when you send the dogs out, dogs are looking to smell protein. They would never be able to do all the cacophony of smells coming out of there. No dogs were ever able to locate a human body part in that dump.
So the dogs didn't like the smell?
No, they couldn't because it was underneath all of this real steak and old meat.
Carcass.
Yeah, too much carcasses on top of each other. So they knew for a fact they were never going to get caught. That's how they were able to kill 200 people. I think it's worth it for us to hear a little bit about what the Gemini Lounge was like.
Yeah. Let's hear that.
I got you. This show's so entertaining. I got Lepke.
You guys got to
popcorn.
pretend you're in 1980.
Right.
The gang used to hang out at a bar at Flatlands Avenue in Brooklyn called the Gemini Lounge. The lounge was their base of operations.
Gemini Lounge was a bar, a neighborhood bar, a neighborhood watering hole. Wasn't a disco. It was a very quiet bar where a man coming home from work could go in for a drink. The only exception to it was the fact that it was owned by Roy DeMeo.
The DeMeo gang's expertise was mostly in selling stolen vehicles. Freddie DeNome was a fast driver, and the streets of New York were already rampant with car theft.
Oh, it was a tremendous epidemic of car crimes in New York.
Right.
And there was a tremendous slew of warehouses found with skeletons of cars in it, because there were certain parts that nobody could take. And that was the frame because it was numbered, and the engine.
They also employed a number of local thugs.
So some people, and in the book, some people talk about that so not only were they taking apart and dismembering cars, right? But that's how they also, and this is why they were called like the Ford of murder. They were dismembering and taking apart human bodies and disposing of them. Now, do you guys remember how is it that they actually get caught?
No.
So there's this point at which I think it's Chris Rothenberg, right, who is DeMeo's nephew. And he's constantly trying to get made, and he looks up to DeMeo. Like, that's his second father.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So...
Yeah, Chris is like his son.
Right. Okay.
They catch him. He gets pulled in, no? I'm assuming.
No.
All right. Thank you. I had to ask that question.
I mean, I'm glad you did.
He said no.
No. So they're going to do a cocaine deal, but pick up some cocaine. So they send Chris Rothenberg down to Florida.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah, I remember
It's
now.
coming back now.
I remember.
The Cuban connection, right?
It's coming back now.
So Chris,
right,
who's an entrepreneur and has probably already, been a part of numerous murders, right? People are naked murdering, and so
balling out of control.
All right, now he's like, I'm an entrepreneur. He says, why am I going to pay these Cubans for this fucking cocaine? I'm just going to kill them. I'm going to whack them, and whack him he did.
That's 100% come up.
And he takes the cocaine back, right? And he goes back to his uncle Chris, DeMeo, Uncle DeMeo.
Right.
And he says, hey, look what a good boy I am. I figured it out. And DeMeo goes, what do you mean? He goes, I fucking whacked those Cubans. Now we got all this cocaine. We didn't have to pay for it.
No, he's got problems now.
DeMeo goes out of his mind.
Right.
He goes, you fucking numbnuts.
Yeah.
Do you understand that when you fucking go against the Cubans, they'll fucking get an army. They don't care who they go up against. And they're going to fight to the very end. Now we're fucked.
Right.
You understand we're fucked, right? And DeMeo was so tripping that he was fucked that these Cubans, because the Cubans were out for hair.
He started getting paranoid.
Yeah. They wanted to
DeMeo was
scalp.
paranoid, yeah.
Yep.
I remember that.
Remember that? And they
He
killed
was
that
fucking
vacuum
paranoid.
cleaner because he thought it was a Cuban hitman.
Yeah, they killed the innocent bystander.
And that was when the heat really started coming down on him.
Right? Yeah, shit started going crazy.
Right. And that's when the upper bosses are like, hey, wait a minute. There's too much.
Like clip fucking Chris.
Yeah, it's over. So DeMeo's like, you fucking, and so what DeMeo goes like, well, what name did you use down there in Florida? And because Chris looks up to his uncle, he said, I used your name, Uncle. I used your name, Uncle.
Yeah, Theo.
That really.
What a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so as a result, DeMeo was blamed for the murder, like he ordered it, and now he's worrying about Cuban hit squads coming down, and so some fucking 19-year-old podunk, guy trying to make money for college selling vacuum cleaners door to door. DeMeo comes home and sees a different car in his driveway. Right? And he just keeps going. He calls up his crew and he's like, God damn it. Get down here. They're on me.
They're here.
We got to kill the Cubans. And so they chase this poor kid. The vacuum cleaner kid doesn't know what's going on. And he's being chased by DeMeo and the crew in the car for like a couple miles. He gets out of the car and runs. And DeMeo and everyone gets down into like combat stance and just gun him down in the street and kill him. And there was witnesses and it's like broad daylight. So now the heat's coming.
Yeah,
and I don't think that they have him dead to rights or anything, but now there's some heat, and that's and the Cuban thing, and so they have a sit down with the big guys. The big guys upstairs tell them, like, we talked to the heavies over at the Cuban system, and they want a scalp.
Yeah.
They want a scalp.
To make everything, settle down.
Right. To pay the payback. So DeMeo and the crew, and Chris, right, was one of the crew. He was one of the guys. He was there when the whole thing got together. He said, hey, why don't you come meet us over at the Gemini Lounge?
Yeah, sit down.
We got to talk to you. Oh, sure. Walked right in front of the door, ice pick to the chest, the fucking shot to the head, done.
Right.
They killed him. They killed Chris. And
Roy really didn't want to.
Roy didn't want to, but he knew he had to.
He had to.
And they couldn't chop this one up and split it all
They
around.
had to show.
They had to leave
They
it.
had to
Yeah.
throw it out.
Yeah, and so what they did was they went and bought a Tommy gun.
Right.
Back then you could buy you could buy replicas, and then if you knew like a gunsmith, he could fix it so that it was automatic repeating whatever. And they parked the car, Chris's car, somewhere in a park, and then they put a 9mm between his legs, and they just fucking unloaded the Tommy gun on the car, and it made huge, big headlines the next day.
Right.
And that was how they quashed the fucking the Cuban crisis. They called it the Cuban crisis in the family. But the problem is now you've got these high-profile murders. You got the feds that are trying to figure out what's the drug angle, right, and the murder angle. And then you got the local, there's this one cop that knows that there's one crew that's been stealing all these cars, and he's trying to shut that down. So the local cop and the Fed start working together and comparing notes. Now the pattern's coming together and the noose is starting to tighten.
And I think that there's a common practice that's kind of going on over there with these dudes, with the greed. And that is they start their inner circle of associates.
And they're on drugs.
Right? And they're on drugs. But they're looking around at their associates that they're doing business with, and these guys aren't necessarily made, but they're making money with them.
Right.
And they're like, well, we're kind of in this guy's business. This guy has this other business. And Roy just starts kind of dictating, kill him. And then we'll take over his business.
Yeah.
Kill him. We'll take over his business.
Right.
So these guys acquire.
Yeah.
Like, how they're into and they're into the car ring?
They were
friends with guys that had body shops. Pretty soon those guys that were in the body shop with them, we're gone. We're dead.
Yeah, what do you need them for?
Right. And we go on and on like that. Through porn, and these guys were acquiring. They had businesses.
Yeah.
They're running business. I think he might have even whacked the owner of the original owner of the fucking Gemini Lounge.
Right.
Yeah. Right. They did.
Took him into a fucking apartment.
It wasn't like DeMeo had his name on the fucking ownership papers. It was like somehow the owner never showed up.
He had the keys to the place.
That's all you need. That's all you need sometimes is the key, right?
Right.
I know some spots where you don't need the key. They're just,
Hey, let me ask you a question. Like the donut shop over there. Hey, let me ask you a question. What would happen, Lepke, in back in your using days, if you would have got a 25-pound box of cheese and you opened it up and it was full of heroin?
Oh man,
what would you do?
I've been like hitting the lottery.
I might not be here talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how long would that last you?
Oh, it wouldn't. A long time. Oh, the heroin from those guys?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely would be dead. Shit, that fucking heroin. Lucky
that shit would last you fucking more than a year.
Hey, listen, Lucky was telling me about that dope one time. I got a hold of it. That heroin they had in Manhattan, that Alphabet City shit that they were putting out there.
Yeah.
Lucky was telling me a story. And one time I ran into this kid, right? I'm not telling you the situation, it's too long of a story.
Okay.
But he had some of those bindos that came with the stamp on it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and we went into my spot. He's like, yeah, I got some dope from back east. I just came in from New York 3 days ago. You got a spot where we could slam.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, bro, come on. I took him. I was living behind Dave Benstock's house on Formosa, Willoughby, right there. Dave still has that house. JMB Moving. We went back there. I got a homeboy who owns a moving company.
Yeah.
We went back there. He brought it out, and I'm like, I put my fucking little cooker out. I'm like, here, and he fucking barely put anything in there.
Right.
He went, I was like, wait a minute. He's like, bro, I'm telling you, if that doesn't help you, I will fucking give you a little more. That might be too much. And it was a fucking match head.
Yeah.
Out of one of the bindos that looked like it had like 4 match heads.
And it took care of everything.
It was just a sprinkle. They said that because they sell the heroin back in those days. They explained it to me. They sell $2 bags.
Yeah, but those are $10 bags.
These were probably 10s. Yeah, they were bindles. Yeah. So Mark had a chess piece or I Love New York and whatever.
And they would sell you a bindle for $80.
Right. So this fucking dope man, I was getting ready. Like he goes, yo, you don't even have to light it. You don't cook that. Just heat it a little bit.
Yeah.
And that fucking, I'm not even lying to you. It was like most dope is either a certain color that leaves a residue.
It clears water.
This shit was like water. And it was not that much, man. I got my vein and I hit it, and all I remember, I got the...
What does it feel like?
Bro, do you want to sell any of that?
The first thing out of his
Like,
mouth.
hey, the first day, like, after I
Did you
threw
think
up...
about killing him right there and taking all of it?
Yeah. After I threw up, I threw up. I went,
Did you? A righteous
and
throw
I don't
up?
never throw up on no heroin. I was I was on a run. And when you're on a run, just so the listener knows, when you're on a fucking run,
Yeah.
I was just hoping I would get well. I was high all fucking day, drinking Kool-Aid mixed with sherbet ice cream, eating candy.
Wait. What does it feel like when you hit that shit?
It's heated and hot, and the first thing you do is you fucking come out of the zone.
Yeah.
Man, it's a good thing I don't think that way no more, because everybody's pockets would be empty.
Everybody would
including
be
mine.
naked.
Including, like, Bizarro would not have a car to drive in. I'd have his car down there on the road.
Hey, man, so, like, wait, can you describe...
You're the king of the world. That's why the mafia is the mafia. Not that I don't like to,
I moved to New York.
Tell them the story.
I moved to New York to get strung out. I moved to New York, and I was already getting strung out in L.A. And I knew, and my boy, Steve Fazio, if you're out there, Steve Fazio, he's like, hey, man, we got the best dope in New York. We move out
the West Coast.
out there. He picks me up from the airport. We drop my bags.
Right.
He takes me to Alphabet City, bro.
Alphabet.
Right? 4th and D,
Manhattan.
Bro. Out of control.
Shout out to Danny Diablo.
And their dope was stamped out of control.
Out of control, bro.
Right, out of control was the name of it. And you go get the coke and the works and the dope all in the same building.
Right.
The second floor, you get your dope. Your first floor, you get your outfit and your coke.
New Jack City.
Bro, and we go in there, man, we fixing the car, bro.
Right.
And he's like, hey, bro, do a half a bag. Don't do more than half a bag. I did $5 worth.
Right.
Half a dime bag. Right. I'm like, there's no way. He goes, man, and he wouldn't let me. He's like, half.
Yeah, because you'll die if you do the whole
dude,
bag.
I barely.
Yeah.
I just remember heat and tunnel vision, and I was like, I had to get out of the car and walk because I was about to go out, man. And I did, and I OD'd a couple times in New York.
That back east dope is nothing compared to what's out here. And this I'm talking about, man.
And cold cook it. Just water and stir it.
You didn't even have to, you didn't have to cook that shit. That dope right there, man. And a lot of people had a stomach Jones. You know what a stomach Jones is?
No.
A stomach Jones is where they didn't even need to shoot it. People were just like getting it and...
Yeah,
like
nothing. It's the only. I can only say this. This is if I can even make it even more clear. And we'll get back on murder machine.
No, this
Let me
part
make
of
this clear, you guys. I've never done any dope in the United States or anywhere in the world where, except New York, when you did a line, you didn't need to shoot this dope.
No.
You could do a line, and the moment you do the line,
you're fucked up.
You're starting to fucking, it's coming on you right away. Your voice changes as if you were shooting dope. All of a sudden, your octaves change as you start after doing the line.
Hustle mode.
The shit was like...
I must have made $200-300 that day after I shot that dude's dope, man. I go, are we done? All right, leave me. He goes, I'm gonna hook you up. Can I come back here? I go, yeah, you can move in. You can move in, bro. I got an extra bed right there. Come on.
Very different than
I kicked it with this dude till the dope was gone. I'm like, all right, now we got to hustle, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it was great.
Shit was crazy back then.
Does this music capture the vibe?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Dark Side of the Moon, bro. Which one is this?
The Wall.
Is that the one? No, it ain't.
This one is.
This is The Wall?
Yeah. Hey, Lepke, you're talking too much. You're fucking up my high, man. Hey, come on, let's calm down, though.
It's comfortably numb.
Yeah.
Comfortably numb.
Hey, man.
For sure, bro. Let me tell you, man. I'm so cheeseball that when I
shit
would
was
be
crazy.
on them,
Yeah.
I'd be listening to The Wall and Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah. This is shit we got on.
Zeppelin. I'm listening to all this shit when I'm high.
Hey, Lepke, you got any more of that China White?
When the levee breaks.
Yeah.
No quarter.
Hey, this is
But you want to know something?
This is that cold cook dope.
I can't seem to do that and have a life.
No,
same
no,
time.
no,
It's
no,
fuck-
you can't.
Hey,
So it's either
I never
that
ran-
or I have a life.
I never saw any of that shit again, man. That was like the only time I experienced that bindle dope was back, and I remember the year it was it was fucking 1992. I
Yeah.
just got out of Soledad. I ran into this dude. Yeah, I remember everything about that. That shit, he brought it straight from New
This
York.
is like my favorite part because, like, what happens
It was
is,
89 when I was out there.
listen, this is my favorite part of the show because what happens is because you guys are guys, all of us are actually guys have like turned our lives around and everything like that, and we don't go for all that, right? But here's the thing, what's great.
I went for it for a long time.
Listen, here's what's great is I start playing the music and everything,
can see it.
and we all get back into that vibe, right? And
see
everyone's
it.
like, "Hey, man, that was a shit. That was a righteous throw up, man.
Yeah.
And so the listener knows.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have to go. I had to walk because of tunnel vision. I had to get out of the car. It was
Right.
hot. He wouldn't even let me. And there's a little fun, and then you guys all of a sudden you can see the lights go off in your head.
Yeah,
Where you guys
yeah.
like, "Hey, we got to get back to real reality.
right,
we got.
right.
We're not trying to hype this up too much." And then all of a
Right.
sudden, Steve be like, "Listen." If I want to have a life,
Right.
I can't do that. And then Lepke gets
Right.
back into the Reverend Lepke role, and he's like, "Yeah, that's right. We got to get them. Not today is a different day."
But
I just love going through that whole process. with
I'm
you
always
guys.
going to glorify because my brain.
are we
is
glorifying?
always- No, my
Not really.
brain's always going to romanticize
romancing.
that. As
Yeah,
soon as
we
I think about
romance
that high,
Yeah.
because no matter clean,
Yo,
sober,
come on in.
I cannot deny the fact that that is the feeling
Right.
I love. And
Yeah,
that's
but
all there is to it, bro.
Listen, the reason
I can't deny that.
But we got to remember that. You were not romanticizing it even or glorifying it partially because Big Lep. Because this is all
no,
intermittent.
me and Lepke are romanticizing it. Don't get it fucked up.
No.
Me and him are romanticizing.
But the reason why reality is always in your mind to check yourselves back to it is because this is in the middle of the DeMeo Crew story.
Right.
This shit is associated with some of the most gruesome murders, right? And let's not be too fucked up about it because the truth is that for every one person that was cut up into pieces, that was part of a crew, and that's the life they chose, they were also probably with somebody that wasn't. It was just a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
Oh, you know, man,
And
they
they
were
got-
whacking innocent people as well.
they got chopped up too.
Yeah.
So that kind of life on a certain level has got a cost that is very destructive.
Yeah.
It's like the second half of Goodfellas. Like the first half of Goodfellas is fun. You're like, I'm gonna have the
he was-
broads. I
yeah,
get to be a tough
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
By
He's
the
looking-
end, you're paranoid.
Yeah.
You think there's helicopters
Yeah,
following
yeah,
you.
He was fucked up.
It's all
Right,
fucked up.
right.
Everything's bad.
In fact, you know what? This is an interesting. There was a phrase coined.
He's gonna start playing the Rolling Stones.
No. We're through that. It just goes like it's like my jazz is just whatever shit I decide to play in the middle of what we're talking about. They had a code. They came up with their own slogan for Murder Machine. Do you guys remember what that
What
was?
was it?
You guys remember their
No, we
tagline?
don't remember, but
All right,
we
listen
need
to the
to know.
tag. Listen to the tagline.
All right.
For the guys who cut up bodies, package them separately. This was their tagline.
No body, no crime.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Man. That's
yeah.
the tagline for the mob.
No body, no crime.
And that's it.
Right?
You don't have a body, you
Yeah,
don't have a
nobody,
crime.
no crime.
They're a missing person.
Now, do you know eventually who finally ratted on him?
No.
Vito.
Oh yeah.
Which Beetle?
Vito, I don't know his last name, but Vito was one of the guys in the crew, and he was a homosexual.
They pulled him
Yeah, it was that dude.
in. They pulled him in.
That was
They
the dude,
pulled
yeah.
him
They
in.
pulled him in.
But
That's why I was
listen,
like, I gotta
the
mix
gay
them
guy,
together. Right.
he didn't feel as tight with everybody. They worked with him, but they gave him shit, right?
Right. They busted
And when
his
the
balls.
noose was
they would
starting-
never let him all the ways in.
Right. So when the news started to close, right, they went and picked him up. They got Vito. And Vito said, listen, I can tell you everything.
Right.
Right? I'll tell you every fucking thing. They go, okay,
Yeah.
what tell me, let me find out if you're for real. He goes, okay, if you go out on the pier in the ocean, there's a barrel of cement. There's a body in there. That's cats.
Right.
Or
And
whatever it was.
You know what? And you want to know something else? Well, I don't know, man. I think that we might have to just wrap up part one. for Murder Machine.
Okay, let me put the cliffhanger to tickle everyone's ass with a fucking feather.
Yeah, because we're giving up a lot.
Here's the clip.
Of game
All right. You're right. Part 2. Lepke, are you going to vote on that?
You got Bizarro, man. I'm going to give him the book, and maybe he could elaborate.
Jump in it too.
All right, we need a boobop stick, though.
So, what is the deal? We're putting.
Let me tickle their ass. I'm going to tell you the deal. The deal that Vito made with the cops. I've never heard of a deal like this before. Mm-hmm. So when you turn into part 2, you're going to find out what it's going to take to make Vito talk and spill everything.
Yep.
And we might even, I've got some extra fucking mafia shit to throw in here.
Oh, bro, I got a bunch of stuff.
All right, Lepke, look at Lepke's face. Look at
He's
Lepke.
got I'm letting you know, man, when he handed me that book on the yard, man, he had like 5 other books.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were reading those books top to bottom because we're in a negative mode when sometimes when we're in there. So we glorify a lot.
You know what? Listen, I'm gonna go back on the record with this. All right, look, can the court reporter please go back on the record?
Yes.
Listen, here's the thing.
Yes, Chumahan, good.
Thank you. If you were to tell somebody, Lepke, right? If you were to say, go study history, American history, motherfucker, right? And you would say, oh, that's a noble pursuit, right? That's not low down. But what would they be studying? They'd be studying about some motherfuckers who, number 1, stole the land.
I know.
Number 2, didn't want to pay their debts to the king.
I wouldn't do that when I was younger, but I'm studying about that now.
Right. So what I'm saying is that history often is a sequence of events that are criminal enterprises that we now think of as okay. So when we want to talk about the mafia, there's a downside.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean that we're signing, but it's part of history.
It's part of history.
Even the most lily white, painted, gilded history is a crime.
Somebody's getting paid.
It's a fucking crime.
Yeah.
So let's just take that guilt part and just shove it to the side. Right. It's about what you do as a person. You're a good man. I saw you save that homeless guy. You gave your number to a homeless guy, didn't he?
Yeah.
He never called.
He didn't call?
Listen, just because the guys made some bad business decisions doesn't make them all bad guys either.
Right.
I came and we did a lot of talking, and just to mention that there's a few people getting at me, just so you know, man, I got that memoir coming out in November.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you know when it's coming out.
Yeah. We're going to do a whole build-up for it.
Memoir.
We're going to do a couple shows dedicated to it.
You want the memoir?
Yeah.
I got that. It's gonna come out when they open up the fucking thing that everybody's going through today.
Hey.
It's gonna. I'm telling you,
you know what it's called?
Right after the election.
What's the title?
Blessings over one life at a time. Blessings over bullets. Life of an original West Side gang member.
That's a long ass
gang
title.
member.
That's too long,
Is
Lepke.
that going to be the whole title?
No, the wake up call, baby.
No,
that's a ride.
It should be called Memoir.
No, it's memoir of an original.
WARS. Memoirs.
I got all that.
Do you got that?
Man, I got them college papers, 90 from 70 going south, 90 going north. Hey, check this out. Hey.
As we usually say
around
shout out.
Big Lepke's writing.
Adios.
We're going with the money.
The Hard Luck
It was
Show.
all handwritten on a spiral.
Heroin from Alphabet City.
Adios, amigos.